Thank you for logging on to the Voice Sports Network for this broadcast of high school sports. We encourage you to go to the games and support your area teams. We know you have a choice, and thank you for choosing us. This broadcast wouldn't be possible without the support of the sponsors you hear throughout the game. We encourage you to visit their businesses and use their service as often as possible. Be sure to tell them thanks for their support. Now, sit back and enjoy the game, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Good evening, everybody, to a beautiful day here at Bruin Field in Hartford City, Indiana, where your Blackford Bruins playing host to the 0-12 Blue River Valley Vikings. The Bruins now 7-10 on the season, 6-4 at home, 0-4 in the conference. The Blue Rivers 0-12 on the season, 0-6 in conference play, and of course 0-4 in the away. So Blackford matching up definitely in the positive on today's game. Today is senior night, which is why we're going to be starting this live stream just a little bit early. I'm going to remove the graphic from the screen, and here in a few minutes we'll be getting started with the seniors. And it looks like Coach Ugan clapping to try to get this thing going, so we'll keep it with that, and I'll try to keep up with the seniors.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we would like to recognize our 6 baseball seniors who are all completing their 4th year in the program. Coach Ugan would like to thank them for all their hard work and effort and wishes them well in their future endeavors. Our first senior,
Tyler Cagle, your first senior, escorted by his mom and dad, Scott and Lindsay Cagle.
Tyler completes his 4th year as a member of baseball. Tyler's future plans include visiting Indiana University.
Tyler, again, will be going to Indiana University. He's played varsity all 4 years.
Our next senior is Dayton Dow. He is escorted this evening by his mother.
Next up, Dayton Dow. Melissa and Dave Dow, the parents of Dayton.
Dayton's future plans include attending Ball State University.
Dayton going to Ball State next year.
Dayton Dow. Our next senior is Blaine Riddle. He is escorted this evening by his stepfather, Jerry Sargent, and mother, Amy Sargent. Blaine completes his 4th.
Blaine Riddle up next, escorted by his parents, Amy Sargent, and his stepfather, Jerry Sargent.
Blaine Riddle. Our next senior is Jake Ross.
Jake Ross.
By his parents, by his dad and stepmom, Scott and Michelle Ross. Jake completes his 4th year as a member of baseball. Jake's future plans include attending Indiana University.
Ross going to IU next year.
Ross. Our next senior is Braxton Strait. He is escorted this evening by his father and stepmother, Jeff Strait and Albert Strait. Braxton completes his 4th
Braxton
year
Strait,
as a member of baseball.
another 4-year varsity senior.
Hobart Institute of Welding.
Going to Hobart Institute of Welding next year, escorted by his parents. One of our sponsors, Jeff Strait and Aubrey Strait of Strait's Drywall.
Thomas and Jeremy Thomas.
Now we've got Dylan Thomas.
Here as a member of baseball.
Dylan's escorted by his parents, Jeremy and Amanda.
Attended University of Northwestern Ohio.
Going to the University of Northwestern Ohio next year.
Let's give all our seniors a big round of applause.
All of our seniors. Again. And with that, we'll set the camera back up and wait on this game to get started. We'll get through a couple of sponsors here shortly in a couple of seconds when I get the camera set back up. But again, thank you for joining. The seniors being recognized tonight at Bruin Field. And I don't have my co-host, Vince Brown, today. Not sure what's going on, but we hope that he's doing well and hope everything's all right. And with that, let's get into some sponsors.
Locally owned, Straight's Drywall and Paint, LLC, owned by Jeff and Aubrey Straight, have 30 years of experience in commercial and residential painting and drywall finishing. Straight's Drywall and Paint can do anything from new construction to remodels. Does your home need a new touch of color inside or out? Call Jeff or Aubrey at 765-499-9416 for a free quote. Straight's Drywall and Paint, LLC. Insured painters with the professional skills necessary to complete your project on time and within budget.
And now for the lineups. Mason Crisp going to be starting off for Blue River Valley at first base this evening. Tim Blevins, the catcher. Mason Young is going to be in center field. The cleanup batter, Cole Rushing, is your pitcher. Samuel Hollingsworth is going to be at shortstop. Tanner Whalerath is in left field. Bryce Klein at second. Carter Morgan in third. And Chase Connor out in right field. The bench is going to be Connor Brookbank, Jacob Madden, Nathan Blevins, and Connor Lewis, coached by Jake Eisenberger. And now for your Blackford Bruins. Leading off tonight, Shane Elam out in center field, Braxton Straight on short. The freshman Drew Caldwell on third. Cleanup tonight, a little bit of a change, is going to be the catcher, Caleb Mealy. Blaine Riddle at second. Dayton Dow out in left. Jake Ross is going to be pulling the starting duties at pitching. Tyler Cagle out on first. Dylan Thomas is your designated hitter for the sophomore, Dalton Willman. And the Bruins, again, coached by your coach, Tony Eugen. Bench players are going to be Brandon Strobel, Josh Jennings, Peyton Hurd, back from his broken hand, still not able to play or catch or anything, and then Branston Wine. And with that, let's go to another commercial, and we'll be right back.
While filling your car's fuel tank at Food and Fuel Marathon, fill your body's fuel tank too. Monday through Friday, grab a chicken or tenderloin sandwich, or have out a burger and potato wedges, or onion chips, mozzarella cheese sticks, and Bosco breadsticks. If biscuits and gravy are your thing, they're available every Monday through Saturday morning until they're gone. And you'll have to grab a Poppy's Extreme donut or two, available daily. Food and Fuel Marathon, 1621 North Walnut Street, Hartford City. Open Monday through Friday, 4:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. Saturday, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. and Sunday, 6 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Food and Fuel Marathon, fueling your vehicle and you. Foundations Building Material is proud to support Blackford High School athletics. Foundation Building Material is your local building materials distributor in East Central Indiana. Our promise to our customers is to do business with integrity and honesty and strive to be the best every day, and never forget we work for you, our customers. We are founded on principle and built on purpose. Distributors of drywall, steel studs, Armstrong ceiling, and insulation. Call Aaron Farrell, 260-471-2181. Foundations Building Materials.
And we're back at Bruin Field. The Bruins taking the field, of course, first. And we'll start getting warm up here in just a few minutes. And let's go over just a few little stats that I've pulled off of MaxPreps.com. The Bruins, again, 7-10 on the season. I believe we're now on a 5 or a 6 game losing streak after going 6 straight wins after our first three losses. And the Bruins have scored 105 runs on the season. BRV, Blue River Valley, the Vikings, only scored 35 runs for their season. The Bruins only allowing 120. The Vikings allowing 159 on the season. Top batting average for the Bruins is going to be a sophomore who only has 1 game under his belt. Branston Wine with a 750, followed by the freshman Drew Caldwell with a 417. Josh Jennings, the sophomore, again, only had a few at-bats on the season with a 400. Everybody else under 400 on the season for the Bruins. As far as hits, though, Dayton Dow recording 20 hits with 14 RBIs, and followed by Caleb Mealy with 19 hits and 11 RBIs on the season. As far as ERAs go, Jake Ross with a 3.83 is our top ERA guy with that has the most innings pitched. The other two have only pitched a few innings, Josh Jennings and Caleb Mealy. They do have better ERAs, however, haven't pitched near as much as Jake Ross. And as well as Brandon Strobel with a 3.5. After that, the Bruins, and Ross's is a 3.83. After that, the Bruins struggling on the mound. The next closest is Dayton Dow with a 6.44 and Shane Elam with a 6.46. Drew Caldwell rounding out that list with a 10.11 ERA. And we're going to have our first batter up, Mason Crisp for Blue River. Ross out of the wind-up delivers the pitch right down the middle, and Crisp's going to foul it off. An 0-1 count. Caleb Mealy, your catcher. Jake Ross, your pitcher. Infield's all fairly normal with the freshman out on third, Drew Caldwell. The outfield, the only changes as that pitch comes in for a 1-1 count. The only change that I see, we've got Dayton Dow out in left, Shane Elam out in center, and then we're going to have the sophomore Dalton Willman out in right. And now we have a 1-2 count with a swing and a miss by Crisp. Again, Ross with a bit of an off-speed pitch, gets it a little high, hangs it out, and a 2-2 count coming up for Crisp. And Crisp's going to get a little dribbler to third base, and Drew Caldwell's going to hold on to it, doesn't throw it down, and that's going to be the first hit of the game for Blue River. A runner on first now. And the catcher, number 2, Tim Blevins, is up to bat. Runner on first, Crisp getting about a 3-step lead. Ross delivers that one in the dirt, goes out in front of Caleb Mealy as he keeps it in front of him, and Crisp stays where he's at. A 1-0 count now for Blevins. Ross out of the stretch, delivers this one on a swing and a miss by Blevins. A 1-1 count as Crisp stays where he's at. Crisp now stepping off the bag. Getting a 2-step, now extending it out to 3, and Jake Ross tries to put him out, but he's safe. The umpires for this evening, I have written down Brian Elliott behind the plate and Randy Hoke in the field. And Mealy's going to throw, and he had him, but the first baseman, Tyler Cagle, just wasn't able to get out to it. It was a little far away from the base, but able to keep it down and in the infield. A 2-1 count now for Blevins. Crisp gets his lead, a swing, and this one's going to stay fair. Caldwell fields it and throws one in the dirt, and runners are going to advance as the right fielder Dalton Willman gets it into the infield. Now runners on second and third for the Bruins. As an error now on the Bruins. And now we're going to have the center fielder, Mason Young, up to bat. Now Caleb Mealy going to take a quick timeout, go and talk to his pitcher, Jake Ross. Runners on second and third. No outs for the Bruins yet this inning. Ross now back to the stretch. Checks out both runners. and delivers the pitch. It looked like an off-speed or a curve that Young fouls off. 0-1 count for Young. Crisp and Blevins out on third and second. No outs for the Vikings. Ross still out of the stretch, delivers that one, a swing and a miss, now 0-2. Count for Ross. Out of the stretch, delivers the pitch, one right down the middle, a swing and a miss, and that's going to be the first out for the Vikings. Up to bat, the cleanup, Cole Rushing, your pitcher for the Vikings. The runner's getting just a little bit of a lead off. And he's going to hit this one to third as Caldwell, or short as Caldwell comes over, snags it up, throws immediately to first, and that's going to be the second out as Blue River is the first to strike with a sacrifice hit by Cole Rushing.
Now batting the shortstop, number 3, Samuel Hollingsworth.
And we've got still a runner out on third is Tim Blevins. Up to bat now, Sam Hollingsworth, the shortstop for the Vikings. Ross out of the stretch, and this one's going to be hit out to center field. Shane Elam there makes the play, and that's going to be the third out of the inning. And with that, we'll be right back after this word.
The Voice of Blackford County Community Newspaper is your hometown newspaper with a staff that takes great pride in covering local community events in Hartford City and Montpelier. Available at newsstands in Hartford City at Needler's Fresh Market, Food and Fuel, John's Service Station, Northside Florist, and in Montpelier at Koffels Family Market, Carrie's Restaurant, and Charlie's Sunoco, with more locations coming soon. The Voice of Blackford County is published every Tuesday with a cost of only $1 or a yearly subscription for $35. You'll find school-related events, obituaries, public records info, church news, community calendar, and so much more. Contact Danny at 765-251-4903 or Ann at 765-330-4842. The Voice of Blackford County Community Newspaper. Local news about local people.
And we're back. The Vikings with 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error on the third baseman, Drew Caldwell, and 1 runner left on base as we're coming up to the Bruins. The top of the lineup, Shane Elam, Braxton Straight, Drew Caldwell, and the cleanup, Caleb Mealy. The Vikings still waiting on their catcher to get his gear on, and we are too. And let's see if I can get some ad reads pulled up and get those going as well. And it might take me just a few... Oh, wrong buttons. As the catcher's now out to perform catching duties, he's still going to get his warm-up. So let's hope that we have just enough time. If you're suffering from neck or back pain like me, or suffering from migraines, or have a colicky baby, call Dr. Malia Robertson at Clear Choice Chiropractic. They have many techniques to relieve these and many more symptoms with chiropractic care. Located at 1501 North Walnut in Hartford City. Dr. Malia is absolutely fantastic. They have all kinds of services out there. I go through 3 of them, a regular adjustment, a decompression table, and massage therapy. And man, they have helped me immensely. But it's been a while since I've started the live stream here. I haven't been able to get in there and get things done the way they've needed to be. And I'm back into the pain mode as Shane Elam is stepping up to the plate, looking down at Coach Ugan. Ugan gives him the sign. And now the pitcher for Blue River, Cole Rushing, the catcher, Tim Blevins. And the first pitch comes in high, ball 1. That one's going to hit the outside corner of the strike zone, a 1-1 count. Elam batting a .391 on the season, 18 hits with 6 RBIs. And he's going to foul that one off now, 1-2 count. Another beautiful day out. It's only supposed to keep getting warmer as the week goes on. And that curveball comes in, and Elam's going to put this one in the gap between left and right field and going to get the first base hit of the game for the Bruins. And that's going to bring up the shortstop, Braxton Strait. Rushing now out of the stretch. Checks on the runner. Elam with about a 3-step lead, and he's gone. And the catcher's going to throw this one a little bit too high to get the out, and Elam's going to be safe at second with another stolen base. Strait takes the first pitch for a strike, and now we've got an 0-1 count. Elam out on second. The second baseman over to try for the put out. Now steps back, and Elam looked like he was going to go and stops short. As that pitch now a 1-1 count. Elam looked like he was going to take that and steal another base, but holds off about a third of the way, or almost halfway as I'm re-looking at it. And now Strait's going to call timeout. Strait on the season, batting a .308 with a .405 on-base percentage, 16 hits and 8 RBIs. Rushing delivers the pitch, and Strait's going to bunt it down right back to the pitcher. The pitcher's going to throw him out at first. A nice sacrifice as Elam advances to third.
Now batting for your Bruins, the third baseman, number 1, Drew Caldwell.
That's the first out of the innings for the Bruins, and now the freshman, Drew Caldwell, looking to get another RBI added onto his stats. Caldwell with 5 RBIs on the season, 15 hits with a .417 batting average. Rushing out of the stretch, delivers the pitch, one a little high, 1-0. One out for the Bruins. Elam, a junior, just now starting to step off the bag, not quite to the grass. And that one's going to hit the outside corner of the strike zone, 1-1. 1-1 count now for the freshman, Drew Caldwell. One out for the Bruins, down by 1 early on in the game. A curveball misses on the outside, now a 2-1 count. Rushing out of the stretch. Doesn't pay much attention to Elam. A swing and a miss by the freshman. Now 2-2. Two count for the freshman, Drew Caldwell. Elam standing up. Rushing, not giving him any attention. And now the count's full. A 3-2 count for Drew Caldwell. Elam's still on the base, now stepping off the bag. Doesn't quite make it to the grass. The third baseman nowhere near him. And a swing and a miss by Caldwell. That's going to be 2 outs on the inning. The sophomore catcher, Caleb Mealy, up to bat. Mealy with a .328 batting average, 19 hits, 11 RBIs on the season. Rushing out of the stretch, delivers, and that one's high, ball 1. Rushing again out of the stretch, throws one a little bit low, ball 2. A 2-0 count now for the sophomore catcher. 2 outs for the Bruins. The Bruins still down by 1 after allowing that run, and Mealy's going to crush one out into center field. A curveball. He gets a hold of one for the second base hit of the game, and that's going to score another RBI for the sophomore. Now bringing his total count to 12 on the season. And the Bruins tie it up. Now the senior, Blaine Riddle, up to bat. And Mealy's going to take off and go to second, and he slides in under the tag. Again, the throw just a little bit too high for the shortstop to make the play. And Mealy's going to be out on second base. Riddle, still your batter. Rushing's the pitcher. Mealy out on second, slowly inching out to about a 4 or 5 step lead. Rushing delivers an inside pitch. Blaine Riddle swing and a miss. An 0-2 count. 0-2 count, 2 outs for the Bruins. Now a tie ball game, 1-1. Mealy again with about a 4 or 5 step lead now. Rushing delivers the pitch out of the stretch, and Riddle's going to foul it off. Still an 0-2 count. 2 outs. Tie ball game at 1s. Rushing's your pitcher. Mealy with about a 5 step lead right now. And that one's going to be high now, a 1-2 count. 1-2, 2 outs. Tied at 1. Mealy out on second base. Slowly now a 3, 4. Staying at about 4 step lead. Now inching it out. Trying to get the pitcher Rushing's. And this one's going to be a high fly ball out into left field. The left fielder. And that one's going to bounce off the fence, and that's going to score Mealy, and Riddle with a stand-up double. The Bruins now take a 2-1 lead over the Blue River Vikings.
Now batting for your Bruins, fielder number 13, Dayton Dow.
Now another senior, Dayton Dow, up to bat with 2 outs, a 2-1 lead for the Bruins. Rushing's looking in for the sign, now steps to get set, delivers the pitch, high and outside, ball 1. A 1-0 count for Dow, 2 outs on the Bruins, Riddle out on second. The Bruins with a 2-1 lead over the Vikings. Rushing delivers an inside pitch, now ball 2. 2-0, 2 outs. Runner on second is Blaine Riddle. After a 1-hop hit to the fence in left field. Left field at about 320 here at Bruin Field. Center's at 320, and right field at about 324. And a swing and a miss by Dow. That one was right down the middle. Now 2-1. Rushing sets out of the stretch, checks on Riddle, delivers the pitch, another inside, and this one's going to get past the catcher, and Riddle's going to go on to third. And I just realized that I did not have the score track up in the corner for you, so there it is. Now a 3-1 count. I apologize, I haven't been a bad host today. 3-1 count for Dayton Dow. 2 outs on the Bruins. Blaine Riddle now on third after the passed ball. The pitch comes in, and he's going to walk down now. Runners on first and third, and we're going to have Jake Ross, the pitcher, up to bat.
Now batting for your Bruins, pitcher number 17, Jake Ross.
Runners on the corners. A 2-1 lead. Jake Ross, the senior, up to bat. Ross batting a .289 on the season. Recording 11 hits for 8 RBIs. Takes the first pitch down the middle as Dayton Dow slowly makes his way down to second base. That first pitch was a strike. An 0-1 count for the senior. 0-1, 2 outs, runners on second and third. Jake Ross with a .370 on-base percentage. The pitch comes in high, 1-1 count. Jake Ross with a .383 ERA on the season, recording 39 strikeouts. Rushing, delivers, and that one's going to be drove. It was a fastball down the middle. It's going to be hit out into left center field as the center fielder comes over and records the out on the inning. And with that, let's go to break, and we'll figure out what's good.
Working, or do migraines keep you from enjoying your day? Do you have to take pain pills just to function? Does your baby cry constantly for no apparent reason? And most importantly, do you remember the last day you were pain-free? You don't have to live with these frustrations. The doctors at Clear Choice Chiropractic have many techniques to relieve the symptoms of neck and back pain, headaches, stiff joints, colic, earaches, and many other symptoms. Call for your appointment with Dr. Malia Robertson at Clear Choice Chiropractic, 765-329-5044. That's 329-5044. And take back your life and enjoy living pain-free. Located at 1501 North Walnut Street in Hartford City. Open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tuesdays, 3 to 6 p.m. Thursdays, 3 to 7 p.m. Closed Saturdays and Sundays. Clear Choice Chiropractic. We've got your back.
And we're back as the Bruins record 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors for the Vikings and 2 runners left on base. The Vikings are going to be picking up with Tanner Whalerath, the left fielder for the Vikings. And while we're waiting, the voice of Blackford County Community Newspaper is your local newspaper with local news about local people. Pick your copy up at multiple locations in Hartford City and Montpelier. Published every Tuesday with yearly subscriptions available. The voice of Blackford County Community Newspaper. Call Danny at 765-251-4903. Again, starting off this half inning, the top of the second with Tanner Whalerath. The Vikings find themselves now just a small hole, 2-1. And that one's going to come in just at the knees for strike one. An 0-1 count for the leadoff hitter this inning. No changes out in the field for the Bruins. Ross out of the windup, and this one's going to be hit out into right field. Tyler Cagle and Dalton Willman coming over, and it's going to bounce out of territory for foul. An 0-2 count now on Tanner. And we're back here. Jake Ross out of the windup. Starts his windup, delivers the pitch, and that one's going to be on the outside corner and going to get him going down looking for the first out of the inning. Up to bat now, the second baseman, Bryce Klein. Ross still out of the windup. Delivers a curveball and gets Klein out on his front toes for strike one. Ross now with 40 strikeouts on the season. An 0-1 count for Klein. A curveball, swing and a miss for 2. An 0-2 count now for Klein. Klein 0-2, 1 out on the Vikings. A strike ball is right down the middle, gets another one going down, looking for the second out of the inning. Ross now with 41 strikeouts on the season, the last 2 were looking. And that's going to bring up the third baseman, Carter Morgan. Ross just a little low, 1-0 count. And that one's going to be fouled off. Now 1-1 count. Morgan now with a 1-1 count on the at bat. 2 outs for the Vikings. I couldn't tell if that one was a change-up or a curveball. I believe it was a change-up. Just missing outside now. A 2-1 count for Carter. Ross out of the wind-up. A fastball, swing and a miss. Strike 2. 2-2 count now for Carter Morgan. Ross delivers a foul off. Morgan able to get enough of that one to stay in the at-bat at the plate. Ross out of the wind-up, delivering the pitch, and that one's going to miss. Now bringing the count to full, 3-2, 2 outs, a 2-1 lead over the Vikings. Ross, a fastball, and this one's hit just down the third base line in fair territory, and Morgan's going to try to extend it out to second, and I believe he's going to be out trying to extend it. Dow able to get the ball in. It goes just over Straight's head, but Riddle fields it, picks it up, and gets the out, and that's going to do it for the third inning. And with that, we'll be right back after these words.
While filling your car's fuel tank at Food and Fuel Marathon, fill your body's fuel tank too. Monday through Friday, grab a chicken or tenderloin sandwich, or have out a burger and potato wedges, or onion chips, mozzarella cheese sticks, and Bosco breadsticks. If biscuits and gravy are your thing, they're available every Monday through Saturday morning until they're gone. And you'll have to grab a Poppy's Extreme donut or two, available daily. Food and Fuel Marathon, 1621 North Walnut Street, Hartford City. Open Monday through Friday, 4:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. Saturday, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. and Sunday, 6 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Food and Fuel Marathon, fueling your vehicle and you. Foundations Building Material is proud to support Blackford High School athletics. Foundation Building Material is your local building materials distributor in East Central Indiana. Our promise to our customers is to do business with integrity and honesty and strive to be the best every day, and never forget we work for you, our customers. We are founded on principle and built on purpose. Distributors of drywall, steel studs, Armstrong ceiling, and insulation. Call Aaron Farrell, 260-471-2181. Foundations Building Materials.
We're back. The Blue River, no runs scored, 1 hit, no errors, and no one left on as Morgan, trying to extend it out to second, gets caught by the 7-4 out. So the Vikings unable to get anything going. The Bruins still leading 2-1, and we're going to have the senior Tyler Cagle up to the plate. One pitch too high, a 1-0 count. Cagle on the season, a .229 batting average, 8 hits on 6 RBIs, reaches 45% of the time. And that one's going to be hit hard, and it just goes off the pitcher's glove. And the second baseman able to field it, makes a slow throw to the first baseman, but just in time to get the senior out. And that's going to bring up another senior for the Bruins, number 24, Dylan Thomas, the designated hitter. Thomas batting at .125, reaching 12.5% of the time. 1 hit, 1 RBI on the season for the Bruins. And he's going to hit one down the right field line for foul, an 0-1 count. Rushing, still your pitcher for the Vikings. Blevins still the catcher. And the pitch out of the windup, delivered just a little bit high, 1-1 count. 1 out for the Bruins as Cagle gets thrown out from the second baseman. 2-1 lead for the Bruins. Rushing's out of the windup. That one right down the middle. A swing and a miss by Thomas. Now a 1-2 count. Hoogan giving words of encouragement to his senior. Rushings delivers outside for ball 2. 2-2 count, 1 out for the Bruins. Rushing's out of the windup. A swing and a miss by the senior, and that's going to be 2 outs. That's going to bring us back to the top of the lineup with Shane Elam, who hit out to center field and got a single out of it. 2 outs. And I stand corrected. I believe I said that Jake Ross would have 41 strikeouts, and he actually has 42, as I missed the one that he had in the top of the first inning. The first pitch for Elam, just a little high, a 1-0 count. Rushings delivers inside, a 2-0. Blevins unable to handle the pitch, lets it go by him. No runners on, so no worries. A 2-0 count for Elam. That one right down the middle. Elam doesn't even shrug a shoulder. A 2-1 count. Two-one count. 2 outs for the Bruins. And that one's going to be a high bouncer back to the pitcher. And that's going to do it for 3 outs on the inning, and we'll be back after these words.
Foundations Building Material is proud to support Blackford High School athletics. Foundation Building Material is your local building materials distributor in East Central Indiana. Our promise to our customers is to do business with integrity and honesty and strive to be the best every day, and never forget we work for you, our customers. We are founded on principle and built on purpose. Distributors of drywall, steel studs, Armstrong ceiling, and insulation. Call Aaron Farrell, 260-471-2181. Foundations Building Materials.
Stop by Food and Fuel Marathon on North Walnut Street for fuel for your car and fuel for you. Lunch available Monday through Friday, biscuits and gravy Monday through Saturday, and Poppy's Extreme Donuts daily. Coney dogs are Tuesdays and Thursdays. You can get them with or without onions. Open Monday through Friday, 4:30 a.m. to 11 p.m., Saturday 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Sunday 6 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Blue River Valley shuts the Bruins down. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no runners left on base. The score's still 2-1 in the Bruins' favor, as we're going to have the bottom of the lineup for the Vikings, Chase Connor, the right fielder. Jake Ross, still your pitcher for the Bruins. Mealy still behind the plate. Everybody else still the same on the field.
Leading off for the Vikings, the right fielder, number 22, Chase Connor.
Ross out of the windup. Fastball down the middle, swing and a miss. An 0-1 count. Some bullpen action for the Vikings as that pitch comes in just a little high, 1-1 count. Number 9, Carter Morgan, working out on the bullpen for the Vikings. Nobody on the bullpen for the Bruins. Another swing and a miss, now a 1-2 count. One and two count for Chase Connor, no outs. Leading off the top of the third, another swing and a miss. And that's going to be the first out. And Ross, again, recording his 4th strikeout of the game. Now we're back to the top of the lineup with Mason Crisp, who got a hit down the third base line for a base hit. Crisp, a left-handed batter. A curveball. He drives this one down the first base line. Cagle calling off Ross as he steps on first to record the out. Now 2 outs on the Vikings. Tim Blevins, who reached on an error his last at bat. Ross out of the windup, delivers the pitch. Curveball. This one hit right back to the third baseman, Drew Caldwell. It bounces a little bit, back right over to Braxton Strait. Strait's able to pick it up and make the throw to Tyler Cagle in time to retire the Vikings yet again. And we'll be back.
Are you looking for a job or know of someone who is? Peyton's Northern, a Kroger company, is now hiring. At Peyton's, you'll get a job with career advancement opportunities, employee discounts, tuition reimbursement, and educational assistance. A successful applicant will need to be 18 years of age, have the ability to work weekends, holidays, and overtime, can operate motorized equipment, complete strength and endurance testing, pass a pre-employment and background screens, work 10-hour shifts, and lift 55 pounds. At Peyton's, we offer matching 401k retirement savings, paid incentive days, personal and vacation days, and you'll receive Kroger benefits after 60 days. All qualified applicants are encouraged to apply for this opportunity online at jobs.kroger.com. Click on Logistics and Distribution Jobs and search for Bluffton. For questions, call Peyton Staffing Center at 260-827-2108 or 2109. That's jobs.kroger.com. 260-827-2108. Peyton's Northern, now hiring.
Foundations Building Materials, your local building materials distributor in East Central Indiana for drywall, steel studs, and Armstrong ceiling and insulation. Founded on principle and built on purpose. Contact Aaron Farrell at 260-471-2181. The Vikings hold the Bruins. The Bruins hold the Vikings to no runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. And we're going to be leading off this half inning with another senior, Braxton Strait. Strait sacrificed back to the pitcher to record it out in the last half inning. Now takes the first pitch, and he's going to drive this one out to left field. The left fielder gets underneath of it, and he drops it. And this one was all the way back on the warning track as Strait falls down and gets a double. I've been corrected. That one went off the fence, and the left fielder not going to be charged with the error on that. A nice hit by the senior, now bringing up the freshman Drew Caldwell. And he tries to bunt and not able to lay it down. It goes behind the catcher. And now an 0-1 count as Coach Ugan walks up to talk to his freshman. Caldwell again with one of the better batting averages of the team, a .417 with a reaching on base at least almost 50% of the time. 15 hits, 5 RBIs, and he's going to lay this one down the third base line. The third baseman does not come up and get it, and that's going to move Braxton Strait over to third, and Caldwell's going to be safe at home. Safe at first.
Now batting for your Bruins, the catcher number 10, Caleb.
And that's going to bring up the catcher number 10, Caleb Mealy. Mealy again on the season, batting a .328, reaching on at least 41% of the time. 19 hits, 12 RBIs on the season now. And the first pitch comes in, strike one. Mealy got a hit out into center field, a single. Which, if I remember right, did drive in Shane Elam. A swing and a miss by Mealy. Now an 0-2 count as Caldwell goes on to second. And Blue River tries to bait straight into going. He almost does. Realizes that the shortstop came in close to field the throw from the catcher, and he runs back. And that one's going to be caught by the left fielder, scoring Braxton straight, and Caldwell's going to run over to second. Now we have a 3-1 lead by the Bruins. And that's going to be another RBI for the sophomore catcher, Caleb Mealy. And that's the first out of the inning for the Bruins. And we're going to have another senior up to bat, Blaine Riddle. Runner on third is the freshman Drew Caldwell. Riddle, a double out into left field his last at bat. The Bruins now lead 3-1, and this one's going to be hit. Goes foul down the third base line. Now an 0-1 count. Rushing still the pitcher, an 0-1 count, one out for the Bruins. The pitch comes in high and inside, 1-1 count. One and one out. Bruins lead by 3 in the bottom of the third. Rushing's out of the stretch. A swing and a miss by Riddle. Now a 1-2 count. One out. Riddle with a .373 batting average, reaching on 38% of the time. 19 hits, 7 RBIs. A fastball down the middle, and he's going to drive this one out to center field. The center fielder coming over, making the catch, and Caldwell's going to come in home, and he's going to score standing up. Now the Bruins with a 4-1 lead has another sacrifice fly out to center field is the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up another senior, Dayton Dow. Dow with a .351, reaching on 43% of the time with 20 hits, 14 RBIs. Now walked his last plate appearance. 2 outs for the Bruins. A curveball missing outside. A 1-0 count. 2 outs. Another one outside, 2-0 count. That one right down the middle. The senior lets it go by. Now a 2-1 count, 2 outs. Bruins with a 4-1 lead over the Vikings. That one too far inside to get the strike call, a 3-1 count. Rushing's out of the windup. Delivers, and that's going to bring the count full with the swing and the foul. 3-2 count. As Ugan giving some instructions to the senior Dayton Dow. And he's going to walk him with a pitch outside, and that's going to put another runner on base for the Bruins. And we're going to have Jake Ross coming up to the plate. That's Dayton Dow's second walk of the game. His last plate appearance was a walk. And now Jake Ross, who flew out into center field in the first inning, now looking to get on the board with an RBI or a hit. Dow with just about a 3-step lead takes off on the pitch. The catcher throws down, and the second baseman unable to handle it. And Dow is going to head to third. 2 stolen bases for the senior. The first pitch did come in, strike one, an 0-1 count, and Dow's out on third. And I believe that would be an error. The stolen base to third would be an error on the shortstop. And the second pitch, now a 1-1 count. 2 outs on the Bruins. Ross, your batter, 4-1 lead over the Vikings in the bottom of the third. Rushing's out of the stretch now, and this one's going to be grounded over back to Rushing's. And the 1-3 play is going to do it for this half inning, and we'll be back after these words from our sponsors.
Locally owned Straits Drywall and Paint, LLC, owned by Jeff and Aubrey Strait, have 30 years of experience in commercial and residential painting and drywall finishing. Straits Drywall and Paint can do anything from new construction to remodels. Does your home need a new touch of color inside or out? Call Jeff or Aubrey at 765-499-9416 for a free quote. Straits Drywall and Paint, LLC. Insured painters with the professional skills necessary to complete your project on time and within budget.
Peyton's Northern, a Kroger company, is hiring in Bluffton. A successful applicant will need to be 18 years of age, have the ability to work weekends, holidays, and overtime, can operate motorized equipment, complete strength and endurance testing, pass a pre-employment and background check, work 10-hour shifts, and lift 55 pounds. All qualified applicants are encouraged to apply for this opportunity online at jobs.kroger.com. Click on Logistics and Distribution Jobs and search for Bluffton. For questions, call Peyton Staffing Center at 260-827-2108 or 2109. The Bruins score again 2 runs, one hit, 1 error by the second baseman, and 1 runner left on base. We're now in the top of the 4th inning, as the Vikings are going to be bringing Mason Young up to the plate. Young struck out swinging in the first inning. Ross, still your pitcher, out of the windup, delivers one on the outside corner, and now an 0-1 count. Still bullpen action out in the bullpen for Blue River, and this one's going to be hit out into center field. It's going to be a base hit just into the grass as Elam handles it. And now the Cole Rushing, the pitcher, is coming up to the plate with a runner on first. The Bruins lead 4-1. Runners on first. A curve ball, and it's going to be hit to Drew Caldwell. Caldwell to Riddle. And Riddle over to Cagle to turn the double play. Now 2 outs for the Bruins. A nice double play to get to now 2 outs, and we're going to have Samuel Hollingsworth up to bat. Hollingsworth flew out to center his first at-bat down in the first inning, and that's going to be a fastball just a little bit low, a 1-0 count. That one just going to miss the outside corner, a 2-0 count. 2 outs for the Vikings after the 6-4-3 double, or I'm sorry, that's going to be a 5-4-3 double play, not a 6-4-3, a 5-4-3 double play. And now we've got the first strike, a 2-1 count. Ross out of the windup, delivers a little bit of a changeup, and I'm not sure where that one missed, but it does, a 3-1 count. Ross misses again. That's going to be his first walk of the game. Now again, a runner on first. Up to the plate, Tanner Whalerath.
Now batting the left fielder, number 12, Tanner Walrath.
Ross now out of the stretch. And Mealy's going to throw down and just misses. A 1-0 count as Mealy tries for the put out down at first base with Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth was a little bit slow to get back, but Cagle was just a little bit slower getting the tag put on. That one right down the middle, and it's going to be fouled straight back over here by the visitor dugout, and Mealy watches it go out of play. A 1-1 count now for Wallerath. Runner on first, Hollingsworth. Wallrath up to the plate. And the runner on first is going, and Mealy, and the ball is going to go out into the field, and Elam's going to hold on to it. Straight, unable to handle the ball, handle the throw from Mealy, is going to allow the runner to go to third. And still Tanner Wallrath up to the plate. A 1-1 count, 2 outs. The Bruins lead by 3, 4-1. Ross out of the stretch, a change up, and this one's going to be hit over to Caldwell. Caldwell struggles with the field, and that's going to be another error on the Bruins this inning. And Wallrath is going to get a base hit, and the Vikings are going to score their second run of the game. Now a 4-2 game with an error by the freshman Drew Caldwell. Up to the plate now, Bryce Klein with a runner on first. 2 outs. That one right down the middle, fouled straight back. Klein struck out looking his first at bat in the top of the second inning. Wallrath, not much of a lead, maybe 2.5 steps, and that pitch just going to miss outside, a 1-1. 1-1 count, 2 outs. And Ross is going to throw over to first. Try to get the put out. Ross out of the stretch, a 1 high, and now a 2-1 count. 2-1, 2 outs. The Bruins still in the lead, 4-2, with a runner on first. Klein up to bat, and he's going to hit one just into the grass for a base hit, and that's just going to advance the runners one spot each. And now the Vikings with a runner on first and second.
Third baseman, number 9, Carter Morgan.
Carter Morgan up to the plate. The Bruins having a hard time getting out of the top of the 4th inning. Have had 2 outs and allowed and this one's going to be hit over to the second baseman. Ross is going to handle the duties at first. And that's going to do it for this half inning. And with that, we'll be back after these words from a few of our sponsors.
filling your car's fuel tank at Food and Fuel Marathon, fill your body's fuel tank too. Monday through Friday, grab a chicken or tenderloin sandwich, or have out a burger and potato wedges, or onion chips, mozzarella cheese sticks, and Bosco breadsticks. If biscuits and gravy are your thing, they're available every Monday through Saturday morning until they're gone. And you'll have to grab a Poppy's Extreme donut or two, available daily. Food and Fuel Marathon, 1621 North Walnut Street, Hartford City. Open Monday through Friday, 4:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. Saturday, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. and Sunday, 6 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Food and Fuel Marathon, fueling your vehicle and you.
Experience Jeff and Aubrey Straight, owners of Straight's Drywall and Paint LLC, can help you with any project you have, from commercial and residential remodel to new construction. Give your home that new touch of color. Give them a call at 765-499-9416. And don't forget, follow them on Facebook. And with that, the Bruins allowing 1 run, 2 hits on 2 errors, and 2 runners left on base. Up to the plate for the Bruins, the senior, Tyler Cagle. Cagle grounded out to second base in his first at-bat, and looking to make a change today. And the Vikings did make a change. They're making a change at pitcher and going with the former third baseman, Carter Morgan. And I can't read the third baseman's jersey number. Maybe here as he takes a little fielding in practice, and it is going to be Cole Rushing out on third. And with that, the Vikings trying to hold the Bruins to 4 runs. Tyler Cagle with a .229 batting average, reaching just under 45% of the time. 8 hits, 6 RBIs on the season.
Leading off for your Bruins, first baseman number 23, Tyler Cagle.
Again, Carter Morgan, your pitcher. Tim Blevins, still the catcher for the Vikings. Tyler Cagle at the plate. And the first pitch in the dirt, a 1-0 count. And the second pitch, just a little outside, 2-0 count. As Morgan struggling just a little bit to find the strike zone in the first couple pitches. Throws another one in the dirt, a 3-0 count, and I'm sure Coach Ugan is going to ask Tyler Cagle to take one. And he does, and that's going to be 4 straight pitches, 4 straight balls for the walk for Tyler Cagle. And it looks like the sophomore Brandon Strobel is going to pull running duties for Tyler Cagle. And that's going to bring up another senior, Dylan Thomas. Thomas struck out swinging his first at-bat.
Now batting for everyone, designated hitter number 24, Dylan Thomas.
Thomas pulling designated hitting duties for the right fielder, Dalton Willman. Strobel with about a 3.5, 4-step lead as Morgan out of the stretch, and that one almost hits the senior Dylan Thomas. A 1-0 count. Strobel again, definitely a 4-step lead this time. And Thomas gets a hold of one. This one's a high fly ball out into left field. And the left fielder makes the catch at the fence. A great hit by the senior, but just not enough to get it over the fence. And that's going to be the first out. Brandon Strobel got about halfway on the fly ball, but when it was caught, had to go back to first. Not enough time to tag up and make the play or make the run to second. And now we're back to the top of the lineup with Shane Elam. And Strobel's going to steal, and he does reach. And the first pitch was called strike, an 0-1 count now for Shane Elam. Brandon Strobel out on second. Now with about a 4 or 5 step lead. Now definitely a 5 step. And this bunt's going to be put down the third base line. The third baseman comes over, and he does make the play to record the second out, but Brandon Strobel making it to third on the sacrifice.
Now batting the shortstop number 2, Braxton.
And that's going to bring up Braxton Strait, another senior for the Bruins, batting a .308, reaching 40% of the time. 16 hits on 8 RBIs, and this one's going to be hit out into center field. The first pitch, the center fielder comes over, an easy catch, and that's going to do it for the bottom of the fourth, and we'll be back with the top of the fifth after these words from our sponsors.
The Voice of Blackford County Community Newspaper is your hometown newspaper with a staff that takes great pride in covering local community events in Hartford City and Montpelier. Available at newsstands in Hartford City at Needler's Fresh Market, Food and Fuel, John's Service Station, Northside Florist, and in Montpelier at Koppel's Family Market, Carrie's Restaurant, and Charlie's Sunoco, with more locations coming soon. The Voice of Blackford County is published every Tuesday with a cost of only $1 or a yearly subscription for $35. You'll find school-related events, obituaries, public records info, church news, community calendar, and so much more. Contact Danny at 765-251-4903 or Ann at 765-330-4842. The Voice of Blackford County Community Newspaper. Local news about local people.
And the Bruins, no runs, no hits, no errors on the Vikings, and just one runner left on Tyler Cagle, which would have been Brandon Strobel pulling the running duties after he was walked. So we're going to be at the bottom of the lineup for the Vikings with number 22, Chase Connor, who struck out swinging his first at-bat in the bottom of the top of the third. And then we'll be back to the top of the lineup as the Bruins finishing up their warm-ups. The Bruins still holding on, a 4-2 lead over the Vikings. Jake Ross still your pitcher. Everything else is still the same. The Bruins have yet to make a change. Ross out of the windup, delivers a swing and a miss. An 0-1 count now for Chase Connor. And that one hits the outside corner just on the low side, an 0-2 count for Connor. The lead off for the Vikings in the top of the fifth, and a swing and a miss, and that's going to do it for his at-bat as he goes down swinging for the first out. Ross now with 4 strikeouts on the game, and improving his strikeout record to 43 on the season. And again, we're at the top of the lineup with Mason Crisp. A swing and a miss by Crisp, an 0-1 count. And that one finds its way on the inside corner, an 0-2 count for Crisp. 1 out on the Vikings, down by 2. The Bruins leading 4-2. Ross with the changeup, and this is hit out into right field, and Dalton Willman stands there and lets it hit and bounce in front of him, and that's going to be the first recorded hit of the 5th inning.
Now batting the catcher number 2, 10, 11.
Up to bat now, up to the plate now is Tim Blevins, the catcher for the Vikings, with a runner on first and 1 out. And Blevins going to foul the first one out of play. Blevins grounded out to shortstop his last at bat in the top of the third and reached and made it all the way to third on an error by the freshman Drew Caldwell. Ross out of the stretch, misses the outside corner, a 1-1 count now for Blevins. Ross still out of the stretch. A swing and a miss by Blevins. A 1-2 count. 1-2, 2 outs. A 4-2 lead by the Bruins. Top of the fifth. Blevins your batter. A curveball, swing and a miss, for the second out. And that's 5 recorded strikeouts on the game for the senior, Jake Ross. 2 outs for the Vikings. Mason Young, the center fielder, up to the plate. A runner on first is Mason Crisp. Jake Ross, your senior pitcher, out of the stretch, delivers one in the dirt, immediately able to hold it and keep it in front of him. 1-0 count for Young. 2 outs on the Vikings. 4-2 lead for the Bruins. Ross out of the stretch. A curveball. This is when he grounded over to Caldwell. Caldwell to Cagle. And that'll do it for this half inning, and we'll be back after this word.
Dr. Malia Robertson of Clear Choice Chiropractic asked, do you suffer from neck pain while working, or do migraines keep you from enjoying your day? Do you have to take pain pills just to function? Does your baby cry constantly for no apparent reason? And most importantly, do you remember the last day you were pain-free? You don't have to live with these frustrations. The doctors at Clear Choice Chiropractic have many techniques to relieve the symptoms of neck and back pain, headaches, stiff joints, colic, earaches, and many other symptoms. Call for your appointment with Dr. Malia Robertson at Clear Choice Chiropractic, 765-329-5044. That's 329-5044. And take back your life and enjoy living pain-free. Located at 1501 North Walnut Street in Hartford City. Open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tuesdays, 3 to 6 p.m. Thursdays, 3 to 7 p.m. Closed Saturdays and Sundays. Clear Choice Chiropractic. We've got your back.
And we're back here in Bruin Field. The Vikings, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on, no score in the top of the fifth. Now in the bottom of the fifth, the Bruins are going to be coming up with the freshman Drew Caldwell with the lead, 4-2. Some notable changes for the Vikings. They're bringing in number 20. Nathan Blevins is going to be at third. And I am unclear and unsure of any of the other changes. I believe the right fielder has changed it. Nope, number 22 is still out in right field. Center field is still the same. Left field, he's so far out there playing on the warning track that I cannot read his number, but I did know that number 20, Nathan Blevins, is in the field now. Number 3 is still at shortstop. Number 4 is still at second base. So everything else has changed, just the third baseman. Drew Caldwell now at the plate. Morgan with the pitch inside. I want to make sure that I do have that name right. It is not Morgan. It is Chase Connor. And he delivers that pitch in there for strike 1. No, I am right. It is Carter Morgan, the pitcher. A 1-1 count for Caldwell. Takes one inside, ball 2. 2-1 count for the leadoff batter in the bottom of the fifth, Drew Caldwell. Caldwell hits a high fly ball, and first and the pitcher were running in for it. The first baseman runs underneath of it and lets it fall behind him. A 2-2 count. Caldwell struck out swinging his first at-bat, reached on an error on the third baseman in the bottom of the third. Caldwell now 0-2 on the day. Morgan out of the wind-up, delivers the pitch. That was right down the middle, and Caldwell goes down swinging for the first out. Caleb Mealy up to the plate. Mealy had a sacrifice fly out into left field, his first at-bat. A single out into center field, his first at-bat. That pitch high and inside, a 1-0 count for Mealy. 1 out for the Bruins. Mealy's going to hit one, a line drive down the third base line. Ugan waving him on as he's rounded first, going to second. The left fielder able to get it into the cutoff, and Mealy's going to stand up with a double. Mealy with a stand-up double out into left field with 1 out, and now that's going to bring up the senior, Blaine Riddle. Riddle with a double out into left field, his first at-bat. A sacrifice fly out into center field in the bottom of the third for his last at-bat. 1 out for the Bruins. Caleb Mealy out on second with about a 4-step lead. The pitch is delivered. Blaine Riddle shows bunt, draws it back, and now it's a 1-0 count. 1-0, 1 out. The Bruins with a 4-2 lead. Riddle shows bunt again, draws it back, and now a 2-0 count. It looks like Riddle wants to get the bunt laid down to advance Mealy over to third. Nobody's coming in or rushing in on the bunt. The show of bunt by Riddle, and now he draws it back, and the third baseman finally starting to rush in. A 3-0 count for the senior Blaine Riddle with 1 out. Mealy on second. And Riddle shows bunt again early this time. And draws it back, and the strike is on the outside corner. A 3-1 count for the senior Blaine Riddle. Mealy out on second. About a 4.5, 5-step lead. And Riddle's a swinging away, now bringing the count to full. A 3-2 count for Blaine Riddle. Caleb Mealy out on second, now starting to get his lead. Taking about 6 short steps. The pitch comes in, it's right down the middle, and Blaine Riddle hits a hard high fly ball, and this one is caught by the left fielder, and Mealy's going to go on the throw, and he's going to get to third. So another sacrifice fly by the senior advances the runner to third. Dayton Dow, the left-handed batter, playing left field, has walked both of his at-bats. Caleb Mealy out on third with a short lead off, and that one's inside, hits. And Dayton Dow does not look happy that he has had 3 plate appearances and has been walked each time as he takes one off the elbow for another walk. Jake Ross, the pitcher, now up to bat. Both of his at-bats, he's went 0 for 2 and been the third out of the inning each time. And comes up to the plate now again with 2 outs. A lead 4-2 over the Vikings. Dayton Dow on first and Caleb Mealy over on second, and that's going to be a fair ball, and he's going to get a base hit as the third baseman keeps it in front of him, doesn't allow it to go out into the outfield, but not before a run scores for the Bruins. The Bruins now take a 5-2 lead over the Vikings. I don't know that I would count that as an actual error, so we're going to count that as a hit. Somebody else may count it as an error on the third baseman, but I don't know that if he would have caught it, he would have been able to make the play anyway. It was a hit down the third base line, and by the time he got to it, I believe it had bounced more towards the foul territory. And now the sophomore, who's been injured for most of the season, out pulling running duties for Jake Ross, Peyton Hurd, as Tyler Cagle up to the plate, takes the first pitch, a 1-0 count. We have Peyton Hurd on first, pulling running duties for Jake Ross. Dayton Dow out on second. And a high curve ball that hangs out over the over the outside edge of the plate. Now a 2-0 count for the senior. Pitch comes in, another high and outside pitch. Now 3 straight balls for the senior. A 3-0 count, 2 outs on the Bruins. Cagle walked his last at-bat, grounded out to second in his first attempt. And that pitch finds the outside corner of the strike zone, a 3-1 count. Morgan has been good at finding the strike zone after going down 3 straight balls. And Cagle's going to foul one off. Now he's got a full count. That pitch looked like it was a little bit high. Probably should have laid off of it and taken the walk. A full count for the senior. 5-2 lead for the Bruins, and all runners should be running on the pitch. The pitch comes in, all the runners go, and Cagle's going to put one foul as he tried to beat out the throw, but didn't need to because it was foul ball anyway. Cagle lives to see another pitch at the plate. A 3-2 count, 2 outs. The Bruins with a 5-2 lead as Peyton Hurd is out on first for Jake Ross and Dayton Dow out on second. And Cagle's going to foul one straight back to live to see another pitch. 3-2, 2 outs. Morgan still the pitcher. Delivers, and Cagle's going to hit a nice shot out into center field. The diving play by the center field was unable to do it. And Dow's going to come in. Hurd's rounding third, and Cagle's trying to extend it out to a triple, and he reaches. And they're telling Cagle to get up and go, and Cagle may get an into-the-park home run as he is struggling to make it to the plate. A head-first slide, and he does. Cagle with a 3-run shot out into left center field, and he looks tired. Two outs for the Bruins. Sorry for the laughter, but I know as well as anybody else that big men are not meant to be running all the way around like that. So Cagle, I believe, is going to be credited with a triple out into left or center field. Not a C. An 8. And the first pitch comes in for Dylan Thomas as strike 1. And then he's going to reach on the error by the third baseman who wasn't able to field the play. A foul ball, foul tip by Thomas brings up strike 2. Thomas flew out to left field all the way back by the fence, his last at bat. And he's going to go down swinging this time, and that's going to do it for this half inning, and we'll be back after this one.
While filling your car's fuel tank at Food and Fuel Marathon, fill your body's fuel tank too. Monday through Friday, grab a chicken or tenderloin sandwich, or have out a burger and potato wedges, or onion chips, mozzarella cheese sticks, and Bosco breadsticks. If biscuits and gravy are your thing, they're available every Monday through Saturday morning until they're gone. And you'll have to grab a Poppy's Extreme donut or two, available daily. Food and Fuel Marathon, 1621 North Walnut Street, Hartford City. Open Monday through Friday, 4:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. Saturday, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. and Sunday, 6 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Food and Fuel Marathon, fueling your vehicle and you. Foundations Building Material is proud to support Blackford High School athletics. Foundation Building Material is your local building materials distributor in East Central Indiana. Our promise to our customers is to do business with integrity and honesty and strive to be the best every day, and never forget we work for you, our customers. We are founded on principle and built on purpose. Distributors of drywall, steel studs, Armstrong ceiling, and insulation. Call Aaron Farrell, 260-471-2181. Foundations Building Materials.
And we're back. And we're back as the changes for the Bruins. Jennings is coming in for the freshman Drew Caldwell out on third base. And that should be the only one. Jake Ross, still your pitcher. Caleb Midley, still the catcher. Cagle, Riddle, and Strait still in the infield as well. And I believe, yes, Willman's still out in right. Elam's still in center, and Dayton Dow still on third. And we're going to be in the top of the sixth. The Bruins with an 8-2 lead after scoring 4 runs on 3 hits, 1 error by the Vikings, and no runners left on. The Vikings are going to be leading off with the first pitch is coming in as a strike 1, and now we're going to have Nathan Blevins, who is in for rushing. And he's going to foul one off now, an 0-2 count. Oh-2 count for Blevins. His first plate appearance of the game. A swing and a miss on a curveball, and that's going to be the first out of the inning. A nasty-looking curve as Blevins was way out on his heels on that one. And that is going to be... that's 7 strikeouts on the game for Jake Ross. And this is going to be hit out into left field by Samuel Hollingsworth for a base hit. And that's going to bring up number 12, Tanner Walrath. Hollingsworth out on first, still on the bag. Starts to get his lead off. 2, now 3 steps. Ross out of the stretch, delivers the pitch down the middle, and this is going to be a high fly infield ball. And Cagle tries to get under it, but has to reach out for it, and that's going to be strike 1. An 0-1 count for Walrath. One out for the Vikings. The runner on first is Hollingsworth. Ross delivers an inside pitch. Now 1-1 count. Vikings have only tried to steal once and been caught doing it. And that curveball is another infield fly, and Riddle gets underneath of it, and that's going to be the second out of the inning. 3 batters, 2 retired. Only 1 hit so far in the inning, and that's going to bring up Bryce Klein, the second baseman for the Vikings. Klein struck out looking his first at bat and drove a single out into left field in the top of the 4th. Ross delivers the pitch as the Vikings start to steal, and the throw was there. Strait tries to swing his glove around to get the tag, and that's going to be a successful stolen base by the Vikings, as the first pitch, I believe, came in as strike 1. So Hollingsworth now out on second, an 0-1 count for Klein. And another fastball down the middle is fouled off, now an 0-2 count. Waiting for the umpire to confirm my suspicion of an 0-2 count. He does not, so we'll wait for the next pitch. 2 outs for the Vikings. A runner on second, Hollingsworth. Ross, another one right down the middle, and I was correct. That is strike 3, and that's going to do it for this half inning, and we'll be back after this word.
Are you looking for a job or know of someone who is? Peyton's Northern, a Kroger company, is now hiring. At Peyton's, you'll get a job with career advancement opportunities, employee discounts, tuition reimbursement, and educational assistance. A successful applicant will need to be 18 years of age, have the ability to work weekends, holidays, and overtime, can operate motorized equipment, complete strength and endurance testing, pass a pre-employment and background screens, work 10-hour shifts, and lift 55 pounds. At Peyton's, we offer matching 401k retirement savings, paid incentive days, personal and vacation days, and you'll receive Kroger benefits after 60 days. All qualified applicants are encouraged to apply for this opportunity online at jobs.kroger.com. Click on Logistics and Distribution Jobs and search for Bluffton. For questions, call Peyton Staffing Center at 260-827-2108 or 2109. That's jobs.kroger.com. 260-827-2108. Peyton's Northern, now hiring.
And we're back. The Bruins allowing no runs, 1 hit, no errors with 1 runner left on. And the Bruins going to be coming up with number 8, Shane Elam. Let's make sure here, flip to the right page. A curveball, nasty looking curveball, starts off well over his head, drops down just a little bit over the waist. A 1-1 count. A fastball down the middle now, swinging and fouled off. A 1-2 count. Another curveball hangs up, a 2-2 count. As Morgan still the pitcher out of the windup. Delivers the pitch, a fastball, and that one hits Elam in the, looks like the top of the, just under the hip. And he's limping slowly down to first base. Elam down there trying to rub it off, make it feel better. As Braxton Straight now up to the plate. Straight flew out to center in the bottom of the 4th, reached on an error out to left field in the top of the 3rd, and had a sacrifice bunt back to the pitcher, and he's going to foul this one straight back. Straight batting a .308, reaching 40% of the time, 16 hits, 8 RBIs on the season. Elam out on first. It looks like he's feeling better now. Morgan still the pitcher, and Elam's going, and this one's going to go behind the catcher, and Elam's going to stay at second. A wild pitch by Morgan allows Elam to take second easily. A 1-1 count now for Straight. No outs for the Bruins. Morgan now out of the stretch, delivers the pitch, and this one's going to be hit into the grass out in left field, and Elam's going to round third, coming home as Straight stays out on first. Elam scores standing up easy. Elam's now out on first. The Bruins take a 9-2 lead with no outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. And that's going to bring up the sophomore Josh Jennings, his first plate appearance. With Straight out on second. Straight looked like he was wanting to steal. The first pitch on the outside corner, strike one. Straight just had that look in his eye like he was ready to go. Thought that Morgan was going to throw him back, so he goes back to first, and it does. He is definitely going on the pitch. The pitch is in the dirt, and the throw is going to be way over to the left side of second base. A 1-1 count now as Straight is out on second. Jennings, the batter. Jennings batting a .400 with reaching 57% of the time. Now takes the third pitch, strike two, as Straight, the pitcher Morgan mishandles the ball just a little bit, gets it right back, but Strait looked like he was ready to take third. But Jennings reaching on base 57% of the time, a swing and a miss now, and he goes down. That's the first out for the Bruins, as Jennings goes down swinging. Now that's going to bring up the catcher, Caleb Mealy. Mealy double into left field his last at bat, a single out into center field his first at bat, and a sacrifice fly to left field in his second at bat. Takes that pitch a little high, ball one. One-0 count for Mealy. Strait still hanging out on second base. The pitch comes in outside, now a 2-0 count. One out. The Bruins lead by 7 with a score of 9-2 in the bottom of the 6th over Blue River Vikings. And Mealy's going to foul that one off to get his first strike. Two-one count for Mealy. One out for the Bruins. The bottom of the 6th with Braxton Strait out on second. And that pitch comes in, and Mealy's hitting a high fly ball just behind the catcher, and it's going to go out of play. Mealy now with a 2-2 count. One out. And it looks like Ugan may be... And Mealy's going to hit a high grounder over to third. The third baseman handles it and throws down to first for the second out of the inning. And Straight's going to reach third on the hit.
Now batting for your Bruins, the second baseman, number 6, Blaine Riddle.
And that's going to bring up the senior, Blaine Riddle. Blaine Riddle's going to take one in the left shoulder to reach. So now the Bruins with runners on first and third. Dayton Dow now up to the plate. Riddle on first. Strait on third. The Bruins have 2 outs, leading with a score of 9-2 in the bottom of the 6th. Morgan hangs one up about head, just a little over the head of Dayton Dow, a 1-0 count. And Dow with a high fly ball. The shortstop calling everyone off. And that's going to be the third out of the inning, and we'll be right back after this word from our sponsor.
Locally owned, Straight's Drywall and Paint, LLC, owned by Jeff and Aubrey Strait, have 30 years of experience in commercial and residential painting and drywall finishing. Straight's Drywall and Paint can do anything from new construction to remodels. Does your home need a new touch of color inside or out? Call Jeff or Aubrey at 765-499-9416 for a free quote. Straight's Drywall and Paint, LLC. Insured painters with the professional skills necessary to complete your project on time and within budget. The Voice of Blackford County Community Newspaper is your hometown newspaper with a staff that takes great pride in covering local community events in Hartford City and Montpelier. Available at newsstands in Hartford City at Needler's Fresh Market, Food and Fuel, John's Service Station, Northside Florist, and in Montpelier at Coffle's Family Market, Carrie's Restaurant, and Charlie's Sunoco, with more locations coming soon. The Voice of Blackford County is published every Tuesday with a cost of only $1 or a yearly subscription for $35. You'll find school-related events, obituaries, public records info, church news, community calendar, and so much more. Contact Danny at 765-251-4903 or Ann at 765-330-4842. The Voice of Blackford County Community Newspaper. Local news about local people.
And we're back as the Bruins score one run on one hit and no errors with 2 runners left on. And we're a few changes out in the field. It looks like the sophomore Branston Wine now out in right field, and the senior Dylan Thomas is going to be taking over first base duties for Tyler Cagle. The Vikings leading off this half inning in the bottom number 8 and 9 batters. Carter Morgan, the pitcher, leading off for the Vikings, followed by Chase Connor. And that one's going to be hit a line drive over to Braxton Strait. Strait's going to make the play, and that's going to be one out in the bottom or the top of the 7th.
Now batting number 17, Connor Lewis.
And it looks like there was another change. Number 17, Connor Lewis, takes the first pitch, grounds it over to Strait. Strait fumbles the ball just a little bit, and he's going to reach. A nice hit ball by Lewis. Able to reach first. Now we're back at the top of the lineup with number 5, Mason Crisp, the left-handed batter. One out for the Vikings. A swing and a miss by Crisp, strike one. He definitely wanted that one back, didn't like it. Realized after he started his swing and couldn't draw it back in enough time. That one's fine in the outside strike zone, outside corner of the plate for the second strike. 0-2 count, one out for Crisp. A runner on first is Lewis. And that one's finding its way to the dirt, and Lewis stays on first. That one got behind Mealy, but Lewis does not go. A 1-2 count now for Crisp. Lewis still out on first. That's the first pitch that I've seen go by Mealy all day today. Jake Ross still the pitcher for the Bruins. And Crisp is going to foul this one off, and it's going to be out of play, even though there are 3 Bruins in the area to try to make the catch. Still a 1-2 count now for Crisp. Ross still the pitcher for the Bruins. The Bruins traveling to Alexandria tomorrow, and I'll be having the call down there as well. Game time start, I believe, is 5 o'clock. Ross looking in for the sign out of the stretch. Checks on the runner, Lewis. Delivers a pitch, a fastball, and this is going to be hit high fly, and Mealy gets underneath of it, but can't reach it in time, and that's going to be another foul ball. Thomas all the way down here by the catcher was here to back up Mealy. If the need arise. A 1-2 count still for Crisp. One out for the Vikings. Ross delivers an outside pitch, just missing the strike zone. Now a 2-2 count for Crisp. A curveball hit foul. Now still a 2-2 count. Crisp fighting this at-bat to stay in at the plate, and does so. A 2-2 count, one out. Ross out of the stretch, checking on the runner, Lewis at first. Delivers a pitch, a swing and a miss, and that's going to be the second out of the inning. That's Ross's 8th strikeout of the game as Tim Blevins, the catcher, approaches the plate. Runner still at first, Connor Lewis. Ross out of the stretch. And this one's going to be hit into the gap, and that's going to be a base hit for the Vikings, as both the runners just to make one base. So now the Vikings with runners on first and second. Mason Young up to the plate.
Now batting, the center fielder number 11, Mason Young.
Young yet to reach. No, I'm sorry. He did get that single in the top of the fourth, but tried to extend it out into a double and got caught with the 5-4-3. No, that was the... he did reach on a single into center field and then got caught up in the 5-4-3 double play. Ross throws one outside. A 1-0 count for Young. No, I apologize. Young hit to center and now he's going to foul this one off down the third base line for a 1-1 count. One and one count, top of the seventh inning. The Bruins with a lead 9-2 over the Vikings. 2 outs for the Vikings. Jake Ross has pitched the entire game and puts one right down the middle, a strike 2 count. 1-2 now for Young. 2 outs for the Vikings. We're in the bottom of the 7th. And he's going to ground this one over to the shortstop, Braxton Strait, who throws it over to Blaine Riddle to get the easy out. And that's going to do it for this game. And with that, the Bruins giving up just 2 hits, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on is going to do it for this game. The Bruins win their first win after a 5-game losing streak. And now going to improve their record 8-10. I'm sorry, it's going to be 8-11 on the season. 7-4 at home and still 0-4 in the conference. And with that, we're going to play our little outro and we're going to get out of here for the evening. Thanks for tuning in, and make sure you tune in tomorrow here with the Voice Sports Network on YouTube.
We hope you enjoyed this high school sports broadcast on the Voice Sports Network. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
The preceding production is property of Voice Enterprises, and all rights are reserved worldwide. Thank you for listening to this production of Voice Enterprises, taking media in a new direction.